you, KJ. Good evening. As KJ said, my name is Baradell Johnson. I'm class of 2016 for the Academy, the marketing branch. And in a statement that will probably surprise nobody, I'm a 45-year-old gay man, and I love actresses. I do. They are my favorite people to work with. In fact, I don't want to see a movie without actresses. But when I think back to when this film opened in 1995, I was a closeted kid in San Antonio getting ready for college, and I actually don't remember what the hell was happening in life. But in 1995, this is basically the internal monologue in my head of what I remember. Sharon Stone in Casino. Elizabeth Shue in Leaving Las Vegas, Emma Thompson in Sense and Sensibility, Meryl Streep in The Bridges of Madison County, Susan Sarandon in A Dead Man Walking, Natalie Portman in Heat, Nicole Kidman in To Die For, and last but not least, Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls. That was just 1995. I'm going to tell a story I was going to tell, but since there's 1,200 people here, I'll say it. When I turned 21, I was still closeted, and my older brother took me from Texas and said, "We're going to the Cheetah in Vegas, and you're going to be a man, and you're getting your very first lap dance." So, cut to January 12th, 2000. What a Girl Wants from Christina Aguilera was playing. And the lap dance commenced, and you would probably describe my response as nonplussed. And the dancer, who was this beautiful, gorgeous woman, leaned down into my ear and said, "Darling, is everything okay?" And it was the most know-me, sort of Malone question. And I said, "Ma'am, I am so sorry, but I'm gay and my brother doesn't know it." I said that, in fact, the only reason we're here is because of Showgirls. And she said, "Darling, you were my favorite kind of customer. Sit back, I've got it from here." So, cut to 25 years later, we're on this committee, we're having this meeting about what we're going to do. Last year we did Ghost and Rear Window, which had sort of kind of obvious publicity angles. And it came up, the frenzy that accompanied this film in 1995, what it produced, the sort of drawbacks, whatnot, but I don't really ascribe to all publicity as good publicity. Particularly, I will say, launching an NC-17 film is quite challenging. I worked on something called Shame from Steve McQueen, and it's, it just sort of gets in the way of the campaign you're trying to do, unfortunately. And also, if you think of all publicity as good publicity and something bad happens, it's at someone's expense. And in this case, it was completely and unfairly at Ms. Berkeley's expense, because she knocked it out of the park in this movie. And when you look back on it too, it has the most exquisite production design and these costumes that are amazing and camera work that you don't really see anymore. So I sort of went into this pitch with the group. We decided, yes, let's do it. But we're in publicity. We have the wherewithal now to look forward. We have Letterboxd. We have social media. All this stuff didn't exist in '95, and we're now at a place when a campaign doesn't just end with the publicity. When the movie opens, it keeps going. And after Showgirls, Elizabeth kept going too. She's been recognized by the London Times as fearless and committed. Obviously, we all know that she launched her acting career at the age of 15 as Jessie Spano in Saved by the Bell. Her TV success led to roles in The First Wives Club, Oliver Stone's Any Given Sunday, opposite Al Pacino, Curse of the Jade Scorpion, Roger Dodger, to name a few. She also recently reprised her role as a producer on the reimagining of Saved by the Bell and the Peacock. She has just wrapped another yet-to-be-announced thriller, which now brings us to sort of a full circle moment. So we've come to this place, as Nicole Kidman would say, to the epicenter of film culture. and excellence. And the only thing I want everyone here to do tonight is to celebrate Elizabeth Berkley. We are with publicity and social media now continuing the narrative of the film, giving it a new life. And I think now is a good full circle moment. So I want a titillating, scintillating, arousing, Nomi Malone style welcome for Ms. Elizabeth Berkley.
Hi, darling. Wow, you're all from different places. I know some of you are here from Orlando? Yes! Yes! I love it. Thank you so much. My heart is so full tonight. I can't help but reflect in this moment of feeling your love and appreciation for this film. It's hard not to reflect back to fall of 1995 when the movie was met with such ridicule and the critics wrote such vitriol and personal attacks, and I had my head handed to me on a national level, and my heart wanted to know why. They thought it would just die on a video shelf at Blockbuster, but look at us now, darling. I went after this role with my whole I called the producer. I begged my agent, who said they wouldn't see me for it. I did everything I could, just like Nomi would. I stopped at nothing. I got no from the people who repped me. But I got in that door, and I made it happen like only Nomi would know how. Because I knew in my heart and my soul that I had to play her. I knew that I wanted to commit to this and bring everything I was made of, going back to the little girl in Michigan whose heart was full of huge dreams. And even though I was surrounded by naysayers, not my family, not my dance teachers, little did they know I'd be swinging on a pole years later. Those classes worked out, although Nomi didn't have classes, so go figure. But I knew once I got in that room, in front of them, in front of Paul Verhoeven, that Nomi was mine. I said to him, you don't have to look any further. I'm Nomi. And the rest was history. And the making of it was a dream come true. I got to dance every day. I got to act every day. And some of my fellow incredible dancers are out here right now. Kevin Stay, are you here? My dance partner in Goddess, Kevin Stay. Kevin, I love you. You're a star. Could not have done some iconic moments without you. I still kind of go with you in my mind. It's on film forever. But despite all the vicious attacks, and there were many, the absolutely cruel nature of what was allowed then in the press, I was 21 years old, my dreams were coming true, and it was a moment in time that would not happen now. Despite that, I will tell you that the moments that stick with me are truly every day of shooting that movie. It was pure joy. There's a moment when we were shooting the Goddess show, and I remember being beneath the stage on a platform with a rhinestone headpiece, my overlined lips as usual, glitter everywhere. My costume was a G-string. The brilliant Ellen Mraznik, who was just nominated for Oppenheimer, go figure, right? But I remember being down there beneath the stage and hearing the music pulsing, the Dave Stewart from Eurythmics, amazing music. I remember picturing my fellow dancers who I love so much. We all worked so hard together till 2 a.m. with bloody feet. The music was pulsing, and I remember being raised to the level of the stage and just emerging from that volcano with one flick of the wrist and joining in with these dancers. It was heaven on earth, and nothing could take away that joy for the rest of my life. But the greatest thing about playing Nomi, a character who was unapologetic for her ambition, unapologetic in terms of standing in her power, of her sexuality, of her femininity, of her body, of her, going after her dreams. She just went down, right? But playing a young woman at that time, it was not allowed. You were punished for it. Well, I was at the time. And the greatest gift of playing Nomi and the moment now is that through the years, Nomi is a character that I was lucky enough to play, that I fought for, that I brought every cell of my being to. The little girl from Michigan, like I said, who came here with a big dream that everyone at home said would not happen. I'd like for them to see me here today with you all. If I had to go through that at that time in order to bring you all the joy of this movie all these years, I would do it again. Small in your life, I'm grateful you had Nomi to kind of hang on to remind you and to whisper in your ear. You are enough. Go for it. Be bold in life. Throw your French fries when you need to. Let someone know. Let someone know I'm a dancer. And if you ever forget it, darling, I'm here to remind you. That while I put my head down and got back to work, back in acting class to prove that, I had the goods that I knew I always had, and just tried to bang on doors to get in to audition again, you all were falling in love with this movie in your own way, your own personal way, that Nomi was like an anthem for the fans to remember who they are. And whether you watched it alone or through these years, got groups of people together and dressed up and put on your rhinestones and your best Versace. I'm so grateful that Nomi has been that force for you. As it's found its way in pop culture, one of the most incredible things is also to see how a new generation of creatives are inspired by Showgirls. It's on their mood boards, it's on their vision boards, it shows up in shows like Euphoria when you see the gems and other things that we really pushed the boundaries at that time that now have been embraced. Not misunderstood, but truly embraced. And I'm so grateful that the film has found its way into your hearts, and especially the LGBTQ community. By the film. Sorry.
Oh. We love you.
As did I, and for that I'm eternally grateful. It's interesting to have a full circle moment that you didn't expect. Life can surprise you, and I want you to remember that too, that you never know the great work that you do, the great energy you put out in the world, going after your dreams at all costs, except for losing yourself. Just like Nomi, she won her in the end, as did I, walking through on this path from my dream coming true, the criticism and ridicule and humiliation, to finding out what I'm made of. And my soul is deeper and richer for playing her. And I love you guys for letting me share her with your hearts. Right before the film came out, my beloved mommy asked my agent at the time, who ended up dropping me, by the way. That's okay. My manager, Steven, is amazing, and I have him now. So, but my mommy asked my agent at the time, I won't mention his name, do you think that she could win an Oscar for this role? You know, Sharon Stone had just become the biggest star in the world, and every girl in Hollywood had fought for this role, so it was not a strange thing to ask. So tonight, I'd like to thank the Academy. Museum. And Barry, who's a genius for choosing this movie to bring us all here together. But I genuinely want to thank the Academy Museum that honors the best, most inspirational, most impactful movies in pop culture and in the history of cinema, for recognizing this movie. As many years later, it doesn't matter. The gratitude is there. My heart is full. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful that that our director, Paul Verhoeven, is also seeing that this moment is being recognized. Our incredible cast, all the brilliant people. Mark, who's our editor, is here. And the timeline of life will show you magical things if you stay open with an open heart, work hard, and spread that love. I just wanted to say before the movie starts that I would like to take just a few questions if anyone wants to ask. I think I know I have a short little window, but if we can take like a few questions, I'm open to answer a couple of things. Yes?
Hi, who do you think Nomi's, like, if Nomi could be a co-star with any starlet from any time, like, who do you think Nomi would choose, like, as a partner, like a hot starlet partner?
A starlet from a different era or current?
Just now, or just who would Nomi want to team up with?
Oh, I think Nicole Kidman. Let's go. Two tall, strong, powerful ladies. Let's do it. Big Little Lies. Who knows? Yes.
Is there a scene that was excised from the film that you wish was still in the film?
Good question. No, honestly. Honestly, what's there is meant to be there. I don't miss anything that was pulled out. I think it was intentional and really the way to go. So, Yes?
What was your favorite costume to wear?
Oh, well, I will tell you that every day coming to work was exciting because I never knew what G-string was on the hanger. Forgive me, my dad is here. Okay. Oh, and I want to say that my husband, who I didn't know then, but he is the biggest supporter of this movie and my journey with it, and my parents are just incredible and were incredible then and now. They have supported my dreams my entire life, and as does my husband and my son. The costume that was my favorite, I mean, one word. Versace! I thought about wearing it tonight, but I thought let's leave it for the movie. Oh yes, darling. Oh yeah, you. I really wish. There's a special reason why I can't. And I've completed it, okay? That's all I'll say, but it's very exciting. Thank you so much. I'm having trouble seeing right there.
Now that the world loves Showgirls, is there any traction in making Nomi Goes Hollywood?
I mean, I'm a big believer in you just never know, right? So who knows? I always thought that's where she was heading. Right there?
Do you have any advice for Showgirls that might be here in the audience?
Oh. Well, are you in Vegas, Showgirl? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I think the best advice I can give is to own your own unique style, and because there's only one of you in all of the world, and the world needs that. So however it gets expressed that is unique to you, your unique story, you can't lose. Right in the front, and then I think we have to start. I'll do your nails sometime, darling. Although I'm getting a little beep for that beep look. No, I'm not. All right. Oh, one last one. I really don't know. I was waterlogged for sure. On that note, it's showtime.